Welcome to the Bible Difficulties and Answers podcast. I'm Lance Smith, your guide through life's deepest mysteries. We've hit week 10, the halfway mark of our 20-week Sunday series. Now diving into section 3, Existential Fit, of J. Steve Miller's Faith is Not Blind. Grab the show notes for links and mind-bending extras. Last week, we marveled at the complexity of living creatures. Today, in episode 10, we explore belief in God seems to fit life as we experience it, making life better. It's like choosing between a worldview that feels like a cozy, custom-fit jacket or one that leaves you shivering in the cold. Let's jump in. Picture life as a massive jigsaw puzzle, pieces like purpose, happiness, and meaning scattered everywhere. A theistic worldview claims to snap them into a vibrant picture, while an atheistic one says it's just a random mess. In Faith That's Not Blind, pages 63 to 67, Miller taps thinkers like William James and studies like the National Study on Youth and Religion to test if belief in God makes life better. It's like picking between a home-cooked feast or a stale granola bar. Which one leaves you truly satisfied? Let's kick off with William James's pragmatism, outlined on page 64. This philosophical heavyweight said we should test truth claims by how they work in real life. If a worldview's like a recipe, does it whip up a fulfilling dish? The Bible backs this up. Psalm 1 calls the godly path blessed or happy, and Jesus in John 10:10 promises life in abundance. Miller asks, can we test these claims? It's like test driving a car before signing the papers. On page 63, he shares his own trial with high-dose niacin for cholesterol. The label promised mild flushing, but his face turned redder than a summer tomato. Experience taught him what studies missed. Sometimes you've got to try a path to see if it fits. But here's the counterpunch. Noted on page 64. Someone says, I could find folks who swear heroin made their life better. Does that prove it's true? Solid jab. Miller counters that heroin's quick high leads to a brutal crash, like a sugar rush before a hangover. A worldview should deliver lasting fulfillment, like the Hebrew idea of blessed. It's not a logical slam dunk. Happiness doesn't prove truth, but it's like choosing a house. One that feels like home beats one that leaves you chilled. Now, let's crunch some data. On page 65, Miller cites psychologist David Myers, who found religious folks across North America and Europe report higher life satisfaction than non-religious ones. A Gallup survey showed the highly spiritual were twice as likely to say they were very happy. The National Study on Youth and Religion, referenced on page 63, found spiritually committed teens had less guilt and more joy than their peers. It's like choosing a sunny day over a cloudy one. Both work, but one's got more glow. Why? Miller suggests it might be divine joy, or just that religious habits, like giving, forgiving, and valuing relationships, match what psychologists know boosts happiness. It's like tossing gratitude and selflessness into a blender for a tastier life smoothie. Contrast that with philosopher Alex Rosenberg's atheistic worldview, unpacked on page 65. He claims there's no free will, no purpose, no right or wrong, just clumps of matter in a doomed universe. Feeling down? Pop a Prozac. Sounds like a party nobody RSVP'd to. Miller says living by Rosenberg's view is like dancing to a song with no beat. Even Rosenberg can't stick to it. Get cheated on, and he'd cry unfair, just like the rest of us. On page 66, Miller notes our lived experience, cheering for justice, crying over a loss, screams meaning, clashing with Rosenberg's bleak map that calls life a desert. So, how's this evidence for God? On page 66, Miller argues a theistic worldview fits life's data like a key in a lock. If we sense purpose and morality, maybe we're wired for a world where they're real. Countless folks, he says, find meaning and joy in connecting with God, echoing C.S. Lewis's, quote, surprised by joy, unquote. It's like finding the puzzle piece that makes the whole picture pop. On page 67, Miller tosses in a chuckle. A guy low on emotional smarts might buy his wife ammo instead of the promised ring, then wonder why she's fuming. The takeaway? Feeling a worldview resonates can guide us as much as logic, like a gut check before a big decision. Where does this land us? Miller, on page 63, invites us to taste and see if a theistic path fits, like sampling a dish before ordering the full plate. It's not blind faith. It's like test driving a worldview to see if it handles life's twists. On a scale from 0, not convincing, to 10, totally convincing, how strong is this existential fit argument? Email your take to BibleDifficultiesAndAnswers@gmail.com. I'm dying to hear. For more, dive into David Meyer's The Pursuit of Happiness or The American Paradox, and check Soul Searching by Christian Smith and Melinda Lundquist Denton, all on page 63. Rosenberg's The Atheist Guide to Reality is the counterpoint, but brace yourself, it's heavy. Links are in the show notes, and join our Facebook page for visuals and discussions to spark your curiosity. Let's wrap this like a perfectly packed picnic. The atheistic view might leave you hungry. The theistic view, as Miller argues, serves a feast that satisfies. Psalm 34:8 says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good." Next Sunday, episode 11, we'll dig deeper into this existential fit. Check the show notes, join our Facebook page for lively discussions, email me at BibleDifficultiesAndAnswers@gmail.com, share this episode, and drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. It fuels our mission. All episodes are at BibleDifficultiesAndAnswers.podbean.com. I'm Lance Smith, wishing you good luck, good health, and God bless. So long, everybody.